Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
your local stations keep you informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Vinson's Pub and Eatery on 800 East Main Street has been a go-to destination for the Clayton Commons community and everybody of Seatown. Vinson's Pub and Eatery takes care of all of your food and beverage needs for weekly specials, appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, the entrees, the Vinson special salads. Hey, you like the desserts? I do too. Side desserts, delicious beverages from soda products, sweet tea, and yes, even your adult beverages. Big screen televisions cover all the action with your favorite sporting events. And the home of Comets Football Weekly every Tuesday night for Vinson's Pub and Eatery. 800 East Main Street. Tell them the Community Radio Network sent you. Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Good food, good fun, and go Comets. Branchin Out Automotive, located in Vinson off NC 210, is the place to go for all of your automotive repairs and needs. From the small repairs to the major fixes, like engine and transmission repair, to rear ends and tune-ups, to spark plugs being fixed, oil changes, batteries, and so much more. Branchin Out Automotive is also available For wrecker service, if your vehicle gets stranded on the side of the road, let them pick up and tow your car, truck, SUV, motorcycle, or anything that breaks down back to Branchin Out Automotive for quick, convenient, quality service. Located at 1112 68 NC 210. Contact Branchin Out Automotive today at 919-934-7568. And have my great friends Angela, Brandon, Joey, and Reed service all of your needs to get you back on the road. Tell them CRN sent you. Branchin Out Automotive. Follow them also on Facebook.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Since 2018, CRN, proud to be the voice of the Clayton Comets. The following is an exclusive broadcast presentation of the Community Radio Network. We are CRN.
Coming off of a Saturday Night Lights win, 46-6 over the Wilson Prep Tigers, we are set to hopefully be back for a Friday night of football. Round number 2 on the road against the Southern Nash Firebirds as these two teams get ready to play. They played each other last year. We get ready to preview that game. We put Wilson Prep in the rearview mirror, and we set the sight for this Friday night. JV at home for the first time on Thursday. We'll highlight that as well as their big 55-0 win over the Wilson Mills Green Waves inaugural football game. Damacio Cueto, QB1 of the Comets, joins us, and Tayshawn Walker. Offense, defense, great players for Clayton as well as Coach Scott Chadwick. It is Tuesday, August 25th. Comets Football Weekly ready to grow from Vinson's Pub and Eatery starts right now.
Comets Country, it's time. Are you ready? From football to basketball, baseball, softball, and lacrosse, and even volleyball to soccer, and so much more. From the diamond to the field and the court, it's time for Clayton Comets Athletics. And we are now on the air for broadcast coverage exclusively on CRN, the Community Radio Network.
We're live on location from Vinson's Pub and Eatery. It is always good to be here. We got a crowd here as well. Y'all make some noise. You ready for the show tonight? Yeah. What's up, Coach? I think they're eating. I think that's why they're not cheering, because they're eating. So, what's on the menu for you tonight, Coach? I see you got the menu here. What are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna go with the shrimp tacos tonight.
Shrimp tacos. You like them a lot.
I do.
I like the salad. I'm a fan of the salad with the eggs and the bacon and the chicken and everything else. So it's really good. 800 East Main Street, Vincent's Pub and Eatery. That is where we are. Coach Scott Chadwick is alongside. I am Wesley Outland. We'll be joined by Kim Winslow very soon. You already know who we have as guests. And Coach, let's get this show started. Obviously, coming off of a win for JV and varsity. Can I just throw something out? 6 points of offense on Comets defensive players for JV and varsity this week. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I put in my email to the parents Sunday night. I said it's a nice weekend when you win 2 games by a combined 101-6.
Yes, sir.
Thought the guys on Thursday, it was good to see the JV guys get a chance to play and get out there, and I thought they really did a really good job. It was good to see some of the freshmen that have been with us all summer get on the field, but and I thought we did and there we go.
It's never a show here at Vinson's without the train going by. So,
and I thought we did a good job of adjusting to the schedule change on Saturday. You know, it's never easy when you're looking forward for so long to play a game and it gets pushed back another day. But
yes,
I thought we did a really good job Saturday. We had a much better weather night Saturday than we would have had Friday. So, you know, there was that. And, yeah, overall really good weekend. And Proud of our guys for, again, how they adjusted to the schedule and really took care of business on Saturday. I was, to be honest with you, I thought Wilson Prep was going to be a little bit better than what they were. But, we didn't let that interfere with us. We went out and still played our game.
I mean, what do we got? Damacio Cueto will be joining us here in a little bit. Obviously, Damacio Cueto. He will be joining us, 2-year starter at Leesville Road. Had a great game last Saturday. What a phenomenal game. 4 touchdowns against the Wilson Prep Tigers. And Damacio will be joining us here on the show in just a few moments. Obviously, our defensive player, Mr. Walker, we know he's committed to Georgia Southern, so we're going to get his thoughts on that. He's been in the hot seat before here. Coach, let's go back to the game, though. You kind of mentioned the fact that you really thought that Wilson Prep was going to be more of a competitive matchup. And remember, this is a team that won the 1A state championship. Now, obviously, did they come out strong? They did. Did Clayton obviously, make some mistakes on the trying to score, and they took advantage of it in the end zone on an interception? Yes, or fumble. But other than that, it seemed like once Clayton got that rhythm going, Coach, you couldn't stop the motions.
No, I thought, defensively we were, the entire game was like that. We were in sync the entire game. Just that series you talk about, we drive down and end up turning the ball over there, and the defense gets it right, gets a quick 3 and out, gets us the ball right back, and we score. And I think from then on out, like you said, it was, it wasn't really much of a ball game. And, but I thought all 3 phases were really good. I thought defensively, again, anytime you hold a team to 22 yards rushing, about 100, just under 100 yards of total offense, we really played very well defensively. And, offensively, I think we punted 1 time.
Right.
We moved the ball when we needed to. And again, I think, when your quarterback's 8 for 9 for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns, that's some really good efficiency. And, also good to see Terrace. Terrace is in that role for the first time as the lead back. And
he looked excited to be playing in 5 on Saturday night, too.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked very focused and just looked like a perfectly great player when he come back out. And that's one of the things we talked about, Coach, on week 1 of the show, was the fact of, as long as he can stay healthy, right, no injuries, I think we're going to see a star player in Hobbs this year.
No question. And I think that's the key. He's got to stay healthy. And if he does that, I think he's going to have a breakout year, and certainly showed that ability on Friday. And then, special teams wise, I thought our kick coverage was tremendous on our kickoff team. We set up a score with our punt return team. So did some really good things in all 3 phases. And, it's nice to do that in front of our home crowd. Somebody said to me, well, there weren't as many people out, amongst on the perimeter as there usually is. That's because we have 1,000 more seats in the bleachers for them to sit in.
How cool was that? How packed was that? Did you get a chance, Coach, to turn around and maybe take it all in, all the work that Barnhill Construction and everybody?
Yeah, I did. I mean, and it was very well packed in the stands with all the extra seats. And,
yes.
I think it'll be nicer when it's dark to get the full effect of the new lights. I think that's one of the things that we kind of missed out on was, the fact that it's still light and we started at 7 instead of 7:30.
Right.
So we didn't get the full effect of those brand new lights, but I think they're going to be a really, really cool addition. So, overall it was a really, really good night for the Comets, and looking forward to playing a lot of games, hopefully, in that stadium this year.
Obviously, Southern Nash coming up this Friday night, and that is a team that you played last year, and that was a game that was at home for varsity. JV was away, and it was on a Wednesday night, but you got both JV and varsity preparing for Southern Nash. Are you ready to see what that wing T offense provides? Because I guess that's what their specialty is,
Well,
right?
It's a very, very unusual offense, something we will never see the rest of the season.
Right.
And it's one of those things where, I don't know that it's probably much fun for anybody. I don't know that it's that much fun for their guys running it. And it's certainly not fun for us to prepare for. But I think, so far our first couple of days, our offensive guys on our scout offense have done a great job of trying to simulate it as best they can to give the defense the best possible opportunity to prepare. So, I will be ready, and offensively, I think, the key is we've told the guys yesterday is we have to maximize our possessions against these guys and hopefully maybe get them out of what they want to do if we can get ahead. So, but yeah, it'll be the other part of it is, we got to get on the road, got to go on the road, got to get on a bus, got to do all the stuff and see if you can go on the road and win. And I think, my first couple of years here, winning on the road was really a challenge for the program. It really was. But over the last couple of years, we've kind of turned that around, and we've become a really good road team the last couple of years, which is why, particularly last year, we advanced so far was because we got, we won big road games last year.
Sure. And by the way, with the Comets win on Saturday night over the Wilson Preparatory Academy Tigers, the Comets also have now, in 25 games at home, are 24-1. They've won 24 straight games in the last 25. That's pretty impressive, Coach Chadwick.
I think it says a lot about the home field advantage we have. I mean, 24-1 is extremely impressive. And I think it's something like, 15 in a row maybe overall. So, it's a special place to play, and our guys play really well there. And that's – I think if you look back on those 24 wins at home, I don't know that there's been too many of those games that have been maybe even like a one-score game. Most of the nights that we play at home, we don't just win, we win convincingly. We play very, very well there. And like I just said, the key to taking the program to a different level is now we've learned how to go on the road and win games, big games as well. So, but yeah, it's why we tell the guys the more games we win, the more games we get to play at home.
Are we ready to bring up Damacio? You ready, buddy? Come on up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause to Damacio Cueto, the new QB1 of the Comets. Damacio will be putting on the headset, ladies and gentlemen, and before we introduce Damacio Cueto, the new quarterback of Clayton, obviously last year he played for Leesville Road, now a Comet, 2-year starter, now in his third year, 8-9 for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns against Wilson Prep. Damacio, welcome to the show, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
Listen, I saw some of your videos that they do on social media, and one of the things that you just said was on to the next one.
Yes, sir.
At the end of Saturday night, right?
Yes, sir. That's the mindset you got to have, just on to the next week, trying to go 1-0 every week.
I think you impressed a lot of people because when Coach Chadwick was talking about you in the QB1 spot, he said that you were one of these players that stay in the pocket, right?
Yes, sir.
And I noticed that you've done that a time or two, but you ran the football.
Yes, sir. I think that's an underrated skill of mine that people think I'm just a pocket passer, but I can get outside the pocket and make a couple plays.
Coach, did that impress you on Saturday when he done some of those things?
I mean, sure, but I expected it, and I think when people had some concerns about maybe some things that went on in our scrimmages, that was one of the things. He wasn't running. He wasn't allowed to run. It was tag the quarterback, and it kind of, made things a little bit tough in our scrimmages. But I knew that when he was allowed to run and you had to actually tackle him, that there was another part of his game that we were going to show the other night, and we did. And I think it's one of the reasons why he was as effective as he was the other night was because, he was able to use his legs.
What's your thoughts of putting on that Comet jersey, knowing the history of Comets football, and now you being the guy that's the senior QB1 spot for this year?
I think I'm just looking forward to a great season in a new place, but the goal remains the same at the end of the day, just to win a lot of football games.
Yeah, I mean, you got some pretty impressive stats here, not only looking at what you've done in the past. Leesville Road threw for 2,350 yards, 27 touchdowns. And, Coach, as you said, a lot of those were throwing throwing touchdowns for him. So, I mean, to be able to see what he did, running, handing off the football, not staying in the pocket, showing what he could do in that 46-6 win Saturday night against Wilson Prep, I think that really, really did turn a lot of heads, and I think he's got a lot of people eyeing him now for sure.
Well, he should. I thought he threw the ball really well the other night. Took what was there, took what the defense gave us, and the biggest thing is when the defense gives you the opportunity to make big plays, you have to take advantage of it. And we did that the other night. And, the other part of it was our receivers did a great job of getting open and catching the football too. So, I was really, really pleased with Damacio the other night, and expect that's going to be the norm now. I don't think that was, I think that's probably what we're going to get from him, every Friday night.
Yeah, Damacio, obviously also a member of the team's leadership council. Man, being the senior, right, and you're the guy, that's what everybody always says, the QB1's the top spot, right?
Yes, sir.
What was that like going through spring training, coming in during the summer, going to camp, and earning the respect of all of your teammates, your colleagues?
Yes, sir. Touching on earning the respect for my teammates, earning the respect and the right to lead, I think is a big thing coming into this year, and just earning the right to show them that I have the right to lead this team, and just giving them someone to follow.
Obviously, a big victory on Saturday, 46-6. Was that different for you getting prepared for the game for a Saturday instead of a Friday night?
No, I think I just tried to control what I can control. I can't control the weather, so just kind of just staying prepared for the game.
There you go, just ready to go out there and play the game, Coach.
Well, that's like he said, we talk all the time. You control what you can control, and and that's what we do. And I think I love what he said there about earning the right to lead. He didn't walk in here in January and try to take over. He took his time, earning everybody's respect and earning the right to lead, and something we talk about. And it's one of the things that's why I spend so much time with those guys on the council, teaching them to lead and helping them become the leaders they need to be.
Got to ask you this question. In addition to you being the quarterback, there's also Eli Bagley, and I know he's a junior this year, but one of the things I saw that he really impressed us on Saturday, stepping up when you took a rest. What's the relationship that you got with Eli Bagley there was the quarterback?
Eli's my guy. He's a great guy. We chop up and practice all the time. He's a great kid. He's going to do great things when I leave here.
And, Coach, that's another one that really has stepped up as a junior quarterback, and I think he's going to be fun to watch whenever, QB1's not on the field.
Yeah, Eli's had a great summer. Thought he was really, really good in all of our 7-on-7s, and he's really kind of taken another step forward from last year. And that was one of the reasons, we wanted to get him in the game the other night, was felt like he'd earned the chance to get a series in there. And we were very excited about him, and the depth that's in our program at the quarterback spot is probably as good as, I think in 2019, I had a guy that started the Super Bowl the other day. I had another guy who has been the MVP of 3 bowl games, and another guy who's a starter at an FCS school. That was my quarterback room in 2019. But other than that year, this is probably the deepest quarterback room I've had in a while, and we have one in every class. And I think if you look at the JV game and the varsity game the other day, I think our quarterbacks threw something like 10 touchdown passes in the 2 games.
Did you get a chance to check in and see Jaden Jones and especially Reedy Smith and what they did at Wilson Mills?
I'm not surprised at all what they do. I see them every day in practice, and they just build and get better.
And that's one of the things me and Kim, as well as Ryan, talked about on the broadcast Thursday night, Coach Chadwick, because that's the farm team. That's the future. It looks bright for what's to come for the quarterbacks and even the running backs or whatever spots Clayton players step up to when they play varsity.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just like to be Reedy. He was 4 for 5 for 120 yards and 4 touchdowns.
He literally walked on the field and literally got a touchdown right out of the gate.
Pretty good night for him.
What's your plans after graduation? You're a senior this year, man. What you gonna do?
Whatever God has for me, He has for me. I think I don't really have. I just kind of let it fall in place for me.
There you go. Well, Coach, what have you got to say about this young man? What do you think of him being a part of the Comet squad and obviously continuing to represent the C jersey number 1, and he's making his own legacy now?
Well, I think the biggest thing is I talk all the time as a guy that's developed quarterbacks about there being two parts of being a quarterback. There's the playing of a quarterback, and then there's being a quarterback. And the being of a quarterback part is honestly the hardest part to teach. And I think that's what Damacio has been so great at this year is his leadership by example, his leadership vocally, his leadership and how he carries himself. He's accountable. It's never somebody else's fault if something goes wrong. It's always his fault. The other night he probably made the worst decisions he'll make all season there on that opening drive. And, I didn't have to say anything to him. He came over and again, if you look at the numbers, he didn't throw an incompletion the rest of the night. That was the last incomplete pass he threw the rest of the night. And, so that's the thing I've been most impressed is he has the other parts of being a quarterback.
Damacio, final question, man. What's it been like, obviously, having the direction of Coach Scott Chadwick and all the coaches for Clayton helping you what you're doing your senior year?
Touching on Coach Chadwick, I mean, like you said, he's been a guy who's developed quarterbacks for a long time. So just getting to learn under him and just kind of do it his way just kind of brought me a different perspective, because stepping into a different offense and a different system than I did coming from Leesville last year, it's a bit of a different offense, but I think I've took it on great with the help of Coach Chadwick.
Well, buddy, good luck. It's been fun having you here on Comets Football Weekly, and it's going to be fun watching what you do at Southern Nash and all the other games around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, QB1, senior number 1, Damacio Cueto. Give him a round of applause. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go defense now and talk to safety Tayshawn Walker. He's been on the show before. He's back. We're going to chat with him when we return. Comets Football Weekly, presented by all of these sponsors from Vinson's Pub and Eatery. We're back in just a moment.
How I got started at Barnhill, which was kind of interesting, I'm going to tell you, is because I never thought I would see myself driving a dump truck. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Once I started driving a dump truck, I loved it ever since then. And I'm so happy I came to work for Barnhill Contracting. I would like for my children to look back on knowing that I work for a company that is a generation of legacy, because that's where it starts at. Because when you see that, you can build your own legacy as well, because it might inspire them to do something, at least something for their grandchildren. I see myself in 10 years at Barnhill Contracting, still working hard, providing safety, leading. So that is my goal, and that is what I'm striving for.
Hometown Realty is one of the trusted partners of Clayton Comets Athletics and the town of Clayton and all parts and towns in between. Hometown Realty and myhtr.com can help you with buy, selling, find a realtor, commercial, real estate, mortgage, auctions, you name it, they'll take care of you. Throughout the Carolinas, they're celebrating their 25th anniversary season. Go to myhtr.com. Tell them the Community Radio Network sent you. Hometown.
Welcome to Lee Hyundai of Clayton. For more than 70 years, Lee Motor Group has believed in doing business the right way, serving North Carolina with honesty, respect, and exceptional service since 1953. We're proud to bring that same commitment to Clayton as the town's first and only new car dealer. Come see us across from Clayton High School and let us welcome you to the family.
Lee Hyundai de Clayton, donde su próximo Hyundai lo está esperando.
Lee Hyundai of Clayton, doing business the right way since 1953.
Call the RSN Rescue Rooter. We'll unstop your drain and keep you cooler. If your heat goes out, just give us a call. Have you warm and toasty in no time at all. We want clean air that's fresh and cooler. The RSN Rescue Rooter. Call the RSN Rescue Rooter.
Branchin Out Automotive, located in Vinson off NC 210, is the place to go for all of your automotive repairs and needs. From the small repairs to the major fixes, like engine and transmission repair, to rear ends and tune-ups, to spark plugs being fixed, oil changes, batteries, and so much more. Branchin Out Automotive is also available for wrecker service. If your vehicle gets stranded on the side of the road, let them pick up and tow your car, truck, SUV, motorcycle, or anything that breaks down back to Branchin Out Automotive for quick, convenient, quality service. Located at 1112 68 NC 210. Contact Branchin Out Automotive today at 919-934-7568 and have my great friends Angela, Brandon, Joey, and Reed service all of your needs to get you back on the road. Tell them CRN sent you. Branchin Out Automotive. Follow them also on Facebook.
Welcome back. Comets Football Weekly live on location from Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Before I go any further, I want to send a big shout out to Brian, Souls, Beth, the Clayton Clovers as well for letting us borrow their speaker and tripod. The other one was on the fritz. He stepped up here at the last minute, was able to get us the setup that we needed, and certainly do appreciate not only his friendship of a number of years, but what he does. He also did the banners, man. You were telling us about that. 40, count it, on senior night. 42 seniors.
Crazy.
For the class of Clayton.
We must not treat them too bad if they stick around. That many of them stick around for that long.
Damacio is one of them that we just spoke. Damacio is one of them that we just spoke with. And now we got my buddy Tayshawn Walker. Tayshawn, welcome back to the show, sir. It is an honor to have you. Yes, sir. You can cheer for it. Make some noise. Yeah. Tayshawn. They're eating Tayshawn. What'd you get for lunch, man? What'd you get for dinner?
Actually, I didn't get none. I had started Bojangles before this.
Get some what?
I had Bojangles.
There you go. What is it that you like at the Bo's?
I actually just started getting the grilled chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I got grilled chicken sandwich and large fries.
Coach expecting you to eat healthy, right?
Yes, sir.
You got to eat healthy.
Bojangles.
Well, welcome back. I know we had you on the show last year. Some big things in your world, right?
Yes,
committed to Georgia Southern. Just announced that last week. How excited are you for that and ready to embark in your future after being a Comet?
I'm very excited, but more focused on the current season right now, trying to win and make the state championship run.
Coach, you got to like that, right? I know that they work on their endeavors for what they're going to do for the future, but their focus is the here and now.
No doubt. And I think that's, that goes back the last couple of years. We had guys last year that were committed before the season and had stellar. I don't think you could say that Aiden Smalls or Keyshawn Stansel didn't give us everything they had last year when they were committed places. And you're not going to see that with Tayshawn and not going to see it with AK and those guys. They're focused on today. And I think that's what separates us probably from a lot of people.
So I got to ask you, Tayshawn, what was the decision to go to Georgia Southern, buddy? What made that be where you want to
go? Due to it being a small college town, kind of like Clayton, I feel like I would get great support and have fun and focus mainly on football and education.
Okay. Coach, one of the things that how many college recruiters came like during the off season, the summer?
We usually get several dozen that come by.
Yeah.
A lot of it varies. It can vary year to year depending on, how many guys you have, but people know where we are and they find us. There's no doubt about that. And I think Tayshawn's recruiting was just kind of funny because his other two finalists were Liberty and Coastal Carolina, which are both places that my son coached at, and he's got friends at both those places. And so it was actually, Tayshawn doesn't know this, but my son got a lot of crap from both those schools that he ended up going somewhere else.
Yeah, didn't your son coach the last bowl game? I think Liberty was it against New Mexico State, I think it was.
Fiesta Bowl. He was there when they went to the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. So I got to ask you this question, Tayshawn, right? We've asked this before. All summer long, you hit your own players, right? Getting out there Saturday night and taking it to Wilson Prep on the defense. How fun was that, obviously?
It was honestly great. Knowing, it's my first high school game.
Yeah.
Going out there to be able to hit somebody and put a hat on somebody. It was great. Like just flying around with the defense, AK, KB, the seniors, knowing it's our last ride, and for us to all go out there and have fun like that it was just amazing.
Yeah, I finally was able to stumble upon the game video that they had at Southern Durham or Durham County Memorial Stadium, and Kim actually mentioned it on the air. I know that the advertisers of the media wanted to say that NASA, Jackie calls it NASA, the Southern Durham Energy and Sustainability Spartans or whatever it is, that said that they beat us 6-0. But the fact of the matter is I looked at other games that was going on even before Clayton played. The field conditions were very slippery, really not a balance. Like you said, you really couldn't see the quarterbacks do what they really wanted to do because they couldn't really do the talents they can do in regular game day field operations. Same thing with the defense. So I think that there was a lot of eyes watching, Coach, what happened on Saturday night on the offense and the defense.
Yeah, that was a scrimmage.
Right,
and
right.
we treated it like a scrimmage. The team we were playing thought that it counted, so they treated it differently. We treated it like a scrimmage. It was, it was what it was. I mean, yeah, there were some things I wish we'd have done better that night, but
sure.
It was a scrimmage. And, we were focused on the games that actually count. And I think we kind of showed that on Saturday that was more of a focus for us, the games that actually counted.
That's right.
And, I think the best thing we got out of that was we got practice getting on a bus and driving for an hour, which we're going to have to do on Friday. So, Tayshawn touched on something that I think that's really important. He talked about, those guys, guys like AK, guys like KB, Caden Blackwell, guys like Wesson Barth who are sitting here, guys that have been in this program for 4 years. And listen, we get a handful of guys that'll transfer in that we welcome and they fit right in and they do great things for us. But we do have a group of seniors that have been here all 4 years, and those guys have a chance to be the first class in the history of this school to win 10-plus games.
That's right.
All 4 years of high school. And I think that's just a tremendous legacy opportunity that those guys have. And I mean, I'm not speaking for them, but I think that is really important to that group of guys.
Yeah, Comets again trying to go for a 4th year, as Coach Chadwick just said, something that's not been done ever in the 125 year. This season is the 125th season of Clayton High School in the history. The only time that it's ever been was 88-90, and that was a 3rd straight 10-win season. So now this is. Well, you've already tied that what you did last year, Coach.
Exactly.
Now you're trying to make history. And Tayshawn, that's got to make you feel excited to want to be a part of continuing to make history for Clayton and to see the momentum that the Comets are having, obviously, in 2026 and beyond.
Yes, sir. It definitely is. I want to set the basically like the standard or like the road for the younger generation coming through. Like I know, like let me think, like Jaden Jones, like Eli Bagley, people like that. Like, I want them to have a great legacy, knowing what Coach Chadwick would do for them.
Watching this young man, 2-year starter, obviously, and you're a part of, obviously, a great group of Clayton being at the state championship. I know you want to get back there again, don't you? Like, literally,
yes,
there's a little – the seniors that were juniors or sophomores of last year that were a part of the ride to a state championship, I know that's something y'all want to get back to, isn't it, Daquan?
Yes, sir. It definitely is. Yes, sir, it is. It was just like Coach Chadwick said. He said this every time. He said, y'all wouldn't understand the feeling of playing in the state championship. And he was right. Going out there, playing in Keenan Memorial Stadium,
yes,
that was one of the greatest things ever. Even though we lost and came up short, but it was definitely an experience. So we're going to make this ride this year. And we're going to win this time.
That's the thoughts of, obviously, Tayshawn Walker, committed to Georgia Southern, but he has a whole senior year ready to go for Comets football. Coach, what can you say about Tayshawn and the ride he's had being with you for the last seasons and ready to see what he does after, this season of football?
Can't say enough. I mean, this is the kind of guy that we are so proud that our program produces. A first-class young man. Great in the classroom, a great role model for his teammates, off the field, but on the field. He's just been a great player for us. I don't think he's, never misses games, never misses practice, reliable, dependable, plays great. I didn't even, after the season was over and I had some college coaches come in and I was joking. I'm like, gosh, I didn't realize how good he was till I watched his highlight film, because a lot of the times when he's making plays, I'm over there talking to the offensive guys and I might miss some of this. And James Franklin, who's now at Virginia Tech, who's a good friend of mine, was in town, and he was watching Tayshawn's highlight film. And the first play was, I think, the interception against D.H. Conley for the touchdown. James looked at me and he goes, "You didn't see that? Like, you missed that?" And I'm like, "No, I think I saw that one." And but there's just so many things on his highlight film that just stand out. Just so many great plays, and I think he's. I don't want the Georgia Southern people to hear me say this, but I don't think he'll be there the duration of his career. I think he'll go there and have a great career to start, and somebody at the Power 5 level is going to pay him a lot of money to come play for them.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for senior number 3 safety, Tayshawn Walker. Tayshawn, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Good luck this year. Good luck against Southern Nash on Friday.
Yes, sir.
There you go. We're going to bring Kim Winslow up very quickly. Kim and the coach segment as well. We're going to try to get off the air at 8 o'clock so we can finish on up here. And, of course, thank you to our players as well as Tayshawn Walker, Cueto, for taking the time to join us. And now we will bring in Kim Winslow. Kim will have her thoughts with the coach and pick your brain and get you ready for shrimp tacos.
She usually does a great job.
Kim, you've already finished your dinner. What did you have at Vinson's?
I had the 6-piece boneless with sweet chili sauce.
There you go. That sounds pretty good.
It was very good.
This segment of the Kim and Coach segment here on Comets Football Weekly is proudly presented by Hometown Realty. And don't forget Agent Will Coates, proud sponsor of Comets Football on CRN. And, of course, here for tonight. Kim,
And
what you got for the
doing a
coach?
stellar job as the assistant D-line coach. Let's not forget that.
This is actually right. It's assistant defensive line coach. All right. He wears a lot of hats. Hometown Realty, Agent Will Coates. What's up, Kim?
So, Coach, I want to know, you saw your team all through spring, summer, getting ready at camp, through the scrimmages. So, you think you know your team. What did you see on Friday night that surprised you, either in a good way or maybe that you weren't expecting to see?
Not a whole lot. It was pretty much what I expected. I would say maybe defensively we found a little bit more depth than maybe I thought we might have had in some spots. Had some of our backup defensive linemen get in there and do a really good job, particularly on the interior part of the D-line where we felt like we might be a little bit thin. Guys like Ben Saunders and Damarion Mason went in and played well. So maybe if anything surprised me, it was that, we do have some more depth than maybe we thought we did at those particular spots. But other than that, I can't say there's anything that surprised me. The guys that played great, Caden Blackwell, Tayshawn, that's what you expect from those guys. I expected Damacio to throw the ball the way he did. I expected nobody else may have known about it, but I expected Gavin Roberts to fly through the defense the way that he did. That may have surprised other people because they just don't know. But
Is that the 100-meter
yeah,
guy?
we've seen that speed in practice every day, and we know that he can fly. So that didn't even surprise me. Braden Price did not surprise. Those were things that I expected.
It's funny you're talking about the Gavin Roberts on that 68-yard pass play. It looked like the defender had a good angle on him, and I thought, oh, goodness, he is going to catch it. He didn't have a chance.
No,
he didn't have a chance.
It's kind of hard to say. He's got speed that you don't even realize how fast he is. He's going to be a really, really big weapon for us this year. And the thing about Gavin is, he came to us as really a speed guy, but he's really as the summer has gone on, he's developed into a wide receiver, not just a fast guy. And that's been really exciting to see.
So being the first game of the season, a lot of times, people got to get the nerves out. There might be a little sloppiness or something. We usually see a lot of penalties the first game. But what really impressed me was we didn't see a lot of false starts and offsides and holding. And there was a couple of false starts once the second string got in and this, that. But was there something different this year that prepared, or are they just so focused? Because that, to me, really was
a lot
impressive.
of control.
It was one of the things I talked about in our meeting yesterday that I was probably most pleased with was our discipline. There were a couple of times where, we had a ball carrier wrapped up with a gang tackle and the whistle blew, and we just backed off and let him go. Whereas last year, there were probably some times where we would have thrown that guy down and gotten a penalty. And, so I think our coaches, number one, are doing a really good job of instilling discipline and accountability for when things, may go wrong in practice. We address it. And I think maybe there were some times last year where we didn't do as good a job of addressing some of the, issues. And now we are. And, but I think you just have to credit the kids. They bought into us telling them that we're probably going to be more talented and a better football team than most of the teams we play. And by committing penalties and being undisciplined, that's the way you allow teams that may not be as talented as you to hang around.
Yep.
And I think they understand that we can't do things to help teams narrow that talent gap. And we certainly didn't do that the other night. And again, they did. I mean, they committed a ton of pre-snap penalties, whether it be delay of games, false starts. I mean, you name it, they did it, and we didn't.
Yep.
And I was really, really pleased with that.
I was extremely impressed with that. You talk about the 4 keys of the game. I think you call it STEP. And I think it's special teams,
turnovers, playing with energy and executing, and the penalties.
Yep. But within those, obviously there was a couple turnovers, and then there was the penalty with the illegal participation when the helmet. So some of those turnovers and that penalty were because of energy and effort, and because you talked about Damacio's interception, he was trying to make a play. When you look at Blake Beckwith's fumble, he was trying to get it in the end zone. And so how do you balance that where you're like, you want that energy and that effort, but at the same time to rein it in and not push it too much? It's
I mean, sometimes fluky stuff happens. You talk about special teams. Somebody could say, man, you gave up a long kickoff return. Well, we blasted the guy. He fumbled it, and it went forward
right to another guy's
to a
hand.
guy who, I mean, that's a fluke. That's
Yes.
not I don't necessarily think that was a negative special teams play. It was a fluke. The turnovers were a little bit concerning, especially inside the 5. We gave away, 14 to 17 points. So if there was something that was concerning, it was definitely the offensive turnovers. We were as good as we were last year because I think even with being -2 in the state championship game, we finished the season plus 16 in the turnover ratio. So being even that's not really our standard.
Right.
So, it wasn't a perfect night. It was not a perfect night. But the things we may not have been perfect at are things that really don't concern me.
Yep, and are correctable regardless.
Yeah.
That's what I said, I think, at the end of the broadcast is it's probably what a coach loves is you get the win, but you still got things on tape to tape back.
Yeah, you said
and
that.
so that, they don't get a big head, that there's definitely still things to work on. We were talking about Eli Bagley and obviously Damacio, and we saw both of them on Friday night. Is that something you expect we'll see, or was that an opportunity to get Eli in there and get game reps because you never know, or do you use them in certain situations?
I don't know that I have a plan for it going forward. I did have a plan the other night that I wanted to get Eli in there in the first half and, get him some work. And because, first off, I want to keep him fresh and I want to continue to develop him. And he's not going to develop if he doesn't, get on the field. So there's that. There's also the fact I thought he'd earned some playing time. So as long as he continues to earn, the opportunities, we'll certainly, give him the opportunities to play, because again, we need to develop him and we need to keep him sharp too.
Yep, absolutely. Last question. There's to me, a little bit bigger presence on social media right now with the Clayton football program. There was kind of a documentary series, kind of almost an all access type thing, and just even some of the highlight videos. What's changed about the social media presence, and do we expect that to go through the rest of the year? Because they're good to watch.
We're paying Brent Hammer a nice salary, so there's that. No, I think Brent Hammer is kind of taken over all of that stuff, and is just a guy that he's got experience in that business, and he's Coach Byron Smith is working with him to do those things to increase the visibility of the program. And I think a lot of the content they put out has been great.
It has been fantastic.
I mean, I really, the
Something
stuff
just dropped about 14 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yep, from game one.
The stuff from team camp,
it was fantastic.
it was really, really good, and I think it does nothing but increase the experience for the kids.
Absolutely.
Anytime that is the goal of our program, is to give our kids a great experience and memories of being in the program, and stuff like that only enhances that. And so I'm excited that
I think it highlights the personalities of who they are as well, right?
Absolutely.
No doubt. And Brent's doing a really good job, and he's got some people helping him, but it's not going to stop. It's going to continue as the season goes on, and hopefully
Brent Hammer was texting me after the game on Saturday of everything that was going on. And I think the social media is something really, really cool, because it's a presence to, I think, get more attention of what Clayton football is all about, Kim and Coach.
And I said that was the last question, but I do have one more. You talked about the enhancing the experience for the players, but part of that is the game day atmosphere. And I have to admit, I was a little bit worried with the time change the date change getting moved to Saturday. But at the same time, it's like, hey, would people have not come because of the threat of rain? But school hadn't started yet. You just never know what the atmosphere is going to be like game one.
Yeah.
I thought Clayton came out and I was kind of impressed with the comment crew this
Yeah,
time.
I mean, I thought, again, for all the variables you just said, being a Saturday night, school hasn't started yet, earlier start time. All that said, I still thought we had a really, really good crowd out there. And I'm actually looking forward, obviously we have a game this week that I'm focused on, but I think it'll be cool next week when we're playing at 7:30. It's a little bit darker at 7:30.
See those lights?
We didn't get the full effect of the new lights the other night.
There's a little sample of it if you want to look at it real quick, Coach.
I want to, be able to get the full effect of the lights and all that stuff, and having an in-school, crowd. I think our Friday nights in that stadium are going to be really special this year. And of course, the goal for us is to play so well that we get more of those nights added on at the end of the season.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Big win on game one, and hopefully more to come, especially Friday night.
And now we get ready for Southern Nash. JV Thursday, Varsity Friday. Kim Winslow, thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, Coach, before we get off here, man, we wanted to get off at 8 o'clock. We're about a minute to the hour. Your final takes of putting Wilson Prep in the rearview mirror and now ready for Wing T and Firebirds. And that's a really good squad. Amy was telling me that that's a good team. They've been in the playoffs in the last 20 years, and I think they got to the third round last year. And obviously it's going to be really fun watching them. And they're a really different team, I think, when they're in Bailey as well.
No question. I think they're something ridiculous, like 10-2 or 12-2 over the last 2 years. At home. They play very well at home. It's a they've got a really good home environment. It'd be really, really nice if people could hop on probably 64? Hop on 64 and go over there and support us Friday night. And give us
264.
264. Okay. I'm telling 5 years, you think I'd know something, but we definitely could use some people to mitigate that home field advantage. And but I'm excited. I think our guys are going to go over there and play very well on Friday night.
Should be a really good one. Don't forget, rest of the week, we got soccer tomorrow against the Roseville Rams. That'll be live on CRN tomorrow night. Thursday night, you can join us at Dixon Fowler Stadium. Comet JV going to get a chance to play at home. That'll be something for them to see, right?
Very much so.
There you go. They're coming off of a 1-0 victory, obviously 55-0 over Wilson Mills. And the Varsity Comets load up the buses and head to Bailey, Nash County, for the game against the Southern Nash Firebirds. And by the way, Clayton defeated Southern Nash last year 49-14. Southern Nash is coming off of a 33-13 win over the Knightdale Knights. That's all coming up this week. I want to say a big thank you, as always, to Angie and Caroline, everybody here at Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Vinson's Pub and Eatery. Thanks to all the sponsors. Could not do it without them. Coach Scott Chadwick, Kim Winslow, Cueto and Walker, everybody that was here joining us as guest players for the Comets. Thank you for watching or listening. Join us for football, home, away, Southern Nash Firebirds coming up, and we'll have it as always on the Community Radio Network. For Kim Winslow, Coach Scott Chadwick, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you as always to Melissa Hubbard, John Esbus, and Joe Mott, the athletic directors, everybody behind the Comets. Enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you for watching or listening. Good evening.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
We're revving up the excitement on your Friday night. Come see the roots of NASCAR in Raleigh at historic Wake County Speedway. Tickets are on sale now at WCSpeedway.com. or at the gate Friday night at 6. Family friendly, NASCAR sanctioned. Wake County Speedway is your ticket to Friday night fun. Just 10 minutes south of downtown Raleigh. WCSpeedway.com.
Look at you go. The one-trip grocery champ, snooze button resistor, master sock matcher. We know the daily grind can be tough, but amidst the hustle, we see you conquer it all. And at Scooter's Coffee, we believe it's the little wins that deserve some big moments of joy. So go on, embrace that tiny triumph. You master parallel parker you. Take that victory lap and savor the sweet taste of success. Scooter's Coffee, you didn't just order it, you earned it.
We've all been there. You're all bundled up because the heat is out, the plumbing is clogged, or the AC is on the fritz. But never fear, the ARS Rescue Router Network is here. With one call, we can fix it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, heating, and AC. And our work is guaranteed. Call today, 800-ARS-9400. Or visit ARS.com to find a network brand location near you.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
Welcome to Lee Hyundai of Clayton. For more than 70 years, Lee Motor Group has believed in doing business the right way, serving North Carolina with honesty, respect, and exceptional service since 1953. We're proud to bring that same commitment to Clayton as the town's first and only new car dealer. Come see us across from Clayton High School and let us welcome you to the family.
Lee Hyundai de Clayton, donde su próximo Hyundai lo está esperando.
Lee Hyundai of Clayton, doing business the right way since 1953.
Think now isn't the right time to buy a house? Think again. Think Hometown Realty and their website, myhtr.com. Myhtr.com is your hometown resource for all your real estate needs. Whether you're looking for a new home, foreclosure, or resale, myhtr.com has it all. Hometown agents customize their services to meet each client's individual needs. Don't risk the chance of buying a home without the experts. Use myhtr.com and find out why at Hometown Realty they want to earn your business not just now, but for life.
Looking to buy, sell, or mortgage your home today? Contact Agent Will Coates at Hometown Realty. That's myhtr.com.
How I got started at Barnhill, which was kind of interesting, I'm going to tell you, is because I never thought I would see myself driving a dump truck. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Once I started driving a dump truck, I loved it ever since then. And I'm so happy I came to work for Barnhill Contracting. I would like for my children to look back on knowing that I worked for a company that is a generation of legacy, because that's where it starts at. Because when you see that, you can build your own legacy as well, because it might inspire them to do something, at least something for their grandchildren. I see myself in 10 years at Barnhill Contracting, still working hard, providing safety, leading. So that is my goal, and that is what I'm striving for.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe,
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
to provide the music, talk, and sports you love, and to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Like, follow, and share the Community Radio Network via social media and Facebook at CRN. Community Radio Network. Also, check us out on X, Instagram, and TikTok at CRN Sports. As always, remember to listen to the games live on your radio dial at 87.9 FM and anywhere worldwide, always at wearecrn.com. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network.